Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review of My Hero Academia Chapter 217. And yeah, I'm sorry this one's late, guys. It's been a bit of a weird a bit of a weird day for me. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna bother you guys with it. But so yeah, let's just get into it. Again, My Hero Academia Chapter 217. So the chapter starts off with seeing Izuku and Bakugo pretty much training it in order to gain more of an understanding of what happened in the joint training exercise. And at the risk of sounding corny, in between seeing the training exercise and the flashback of Izuku, All Might, and Bakugo's little discussion in the teacher's lounge, I really like how there's a lot more of this wholesome feel. I basically get out of the fact that we've gotten to a point in the story now where these three characters can just be themselves, when interacting off each other with very clear mutual respect, and with a very clear mutual respect for each other. And honestly, like in a lot of ways, it really, and even more than that. However, the one thing that I really picked up on in this chapter is that is basically how important and how informative that pretty much that Bakugo is how helpful that basically Bakugo being pretty much being being aware of this secret has actually helped Izuku, because in this chapter it's pretty much proven once again, like the Bakugo, he might be loud, but he's definitely not a dumbass. And in many respects what Bakugo was doing, a lot of what Bakugo was basically doing and saying in this chapter, or at least in that flashback alone, it really proves in just how committed he actually is in order to helping in order to helping Izuku in mastering the quirk of One for All. And even more so, even how much his basically his basically his pretty much all of his involvement, all every his basically in involvement in this whole, in this secret is actually, it is like he's actually doing and saying things that are actually actually making us think, and even kind of even really kind of even dive, that are really kind of making us think, and just overall helping Izuku. And it's just great to see, it's just great to see Bakugo, like it's just great to see Bakugo at this point where, or he's actually proving to be a lot more of a help than we ever would have realized, than a lot more of a help than if he was kept in the dark about all this. So yeah, like Bakugo has, and and I gotta give credit where it's due. Like Horikoshi, he did a good job at just getting us to this point now where Bakugo is just is basically so has developed pretty much so much to the point where that he is acting as a, as someone who genuinely pretty much wants to help Izuku in mastering his quirk now. So yeah, um, and yeah, going off what I said about Bakugo's like intelligence, and just how much he's, and what going off what I said about Bakugo's intelligence and just how much he's actually kind of, and how he's contributing in helping Izuku. He did bring up a very interesting, a bit of a very interesting, thing to note, and which is even a bit of a reminder in this chapter, that which is that with these with these new developments with One for All, with One for All, do at this point One for All and All for One, that they definitely, there are a lot of similarities we can draw, and a possible connection with basically All for One himself. And even though it's been established that the black stuff surrounding Izuku, in the joint training exercise, was his predecessor's quirk, I'm still not convinced that All for One didn't in any way, end up benefiting from that whole little fiasco in some way. And Bakugo's words about the similarities of the two quirks does seem to enforce that fact as well. But as far as what that is, I'm not certain, but based off I'm not certain, but based off the fact that Izuku is the first to experience this little communion with basically all of his with basically at least one of his predecessors, or even just the fact that he was able to see into the past with his predecessors. I've definitely got a couple ideas. Like the first idea that popped into my head is the is that the more powerful the connection with basically between the user of One for All and One for All itself gets, it's I think that the greatest connection that pretty much the user also has with basically All for One himself, because again, pretty much One for All and All for One were essentially we're part of the same quirk at one point. So yeah, it's pretty clear that that's something that it is going to get that connection might end up growing stronger, especially considering the fact that again, as All for One had said at one point, he sensed his brother's like spirit or something like that. So I think so. I think what this connection could mean possibly is that there could be a little bit of a setup from All for One himself in order to do a bit of a body or basically soul takeover thing of Izuku, but I'm not that out of the two theories I have that's kind of the one I'm least putting stock into right now, because it is a little out there, but I mean it does have merit, but it is still a little out there, just from the fact that the black stuff wasn't necessarily all for ones, at least from what we know. Um, but personally though, in terms with the theory I'm getting behind though, is that All for One has been biding his time and waiting for all these quirks in order to be gathered up within pretty much the core of One for All, and then when All for One pretty much finds a successor who can tap into these powers, he'll basically absorb them all into his own quirk. I mean, again, it's a little out there, but that's pretty much just but based on everything that we've known thus far, that's pretty much kind of the sense of what I'm getting right now. But even then, the bigger question of what all this of where pretty much shig Araki fits into all this, and but yeah, I think I don't know. I'm going with basically with from column B of All for One, like of All for One, pretty much waiting in order for someone to in order to develop in order All for One to develop the quirk of One for All, to pretty much where Izuku has developed it up to this point. So yeah, in a weird way, if this is the case, if that is the particular case, then yeah, Izuku is probably he's probably walking right into All for One's trap by pretty much just getting stronger almost. It's kind of weird, but again, that's again it's just a theory, but I don't know, it's kind of the theory that makes the most sense right now. Um but going back to the story itself, after all that, of course, uh I like how after one thing I do like about with the story, like in this chapter, is that after all that happened with the joint training, the joint training. Sorry. I like how after what happened with the joint training session, well, a lot of things that definitely kind of calmed down a lot more, and especially what I like about the dorm party and seeing all the tension of the exercise calm down there is that I do like how moments like that are definitely used in order to in order to showcase that yes, all these characters are still in their own way human, and if you take away all the stress of the fights and the exercises and the tests and whatnot, they're pretty much just absolutely they're 100% pretty much only regular people, just with powers almost. So yeah, I kind of like those moments as it just kind of humanizes these guys. Um, and and honestly, with basically a lot of these moments where the characters aren't even fighting, I think I can believe it or not, I can see a lot of the inspiration of basically Spider Man that Prince Horikoshi ends up drawing from, because the appeal of a character like Spider Man is that he's basically even though he has powers, he's just an average regular dude, and I feel that a lot of times what Horikoshi ends up doing, these little like these little moments of just seeing the characters interact. I think that that's the influence he's definitely drawing from a lot of the time. Um, and although I'm not too keen on how Todoroki just kind of shrugged off the whole thing with Izuku, I did like the scene of him texting his dad and telling him he wanted to start training with him again. And I'm curious about what his training in order to learn Flash Fire is going to be like. I'm happy to see that him and Endeavor are slowly starting to patch things up too. Um, so and to end the chapter off, we also get a lot of reveals of we also get a lot of reveals about Monoma's quirk in this chapter, and particular in particular that with his quirk he can't copy a quirk like Izuku's because of the fact that quirks like from one for all end up relying on storing energy. So in a lot of ways, this puts to bed any kind of fear I had about any kind of fear I had and like anyone else had about Monoma learning Izuku's secret, or for that matter, blowing his limbs off as, or for that matter, any fear of Monoma end up blowing his limbs off, as Izuku said. And yeah, we also learned that of what Aiz was easily planning. He wanted of what he wanted with Monoma, like with Monoma to see Eri, like Monoma ended up copying Eri's quirk. At least from what I understand, he ended up copying it. But again, he what Aizawa had planned is he wanted to expedite the process of getting Eri's quirk under control. But because of this one limitation, he couldn't really learn any. He because of this one limitation that there really wasn't anything of use when Monoma was fighting Izuku. And yeah, this and with this particular with this particular idea having failed, I'm curious how many failed attempts there have been in order to help Eri control her quirk, because if something isn't done soon, I actually kind of worry that what might happen to Eri if the government of this world ends up choosing to step in with that. And yeah, because I think with as with Aizawa, like Aizawa seems to be running low on ideas at this point. So if something isn't done, I'm worried of what's going to happen to Eri. To be honest with you. But yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Illustrator Crunchyroll. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go pick up my phone. I fucking dropped that damn thing. Bye.